Okay, so we're going to take a look at amortization tables. What an amortization table is it's taking a look at how much money every payment is using, how much money is going into an interest amount, and how much money is going into paying off a loan. For instance, if we're taking a look at a car loan, we might want to know how much money is going into paying the interest on a car, so we can use that as one type of expense, and how much actually we're gaining value in the car, so we can do that as a different type of expense. But we need to separate paying off a loan from the cost of the loan. So the first thing to do in an amortization table is do the same problem as we do before. So here we're looking at, we have a $20,000 loan paid off with end of month payments over 4 years and an interest rate of 5% compounded monthly. So we're going to put those values in the calculator same as we did before, just to get the value, or we can do that in Excel if you're comfortable with the formulas in Excel. So I can use a payment function in here to calculate the payment. If I take a look at this, a $20,000 loan, that's the present value is $20,000. So we're starting on a loan with $20,000 as our present value, and because we're completely paying it off, our future value is going to be 0. We have monthly payments over 4 years, so our N. I'm going to put in a calculation, so just like we do in a calculator, except for in Excel we put an equal sign at the beginning instead of at the end. So we're saying this is equal to years, 4 years, times how many times a year? Monthly payments, 12. Press enter, there's going to be 48 payments. And because of 12, we know that our payments per year, well, monthly, is 12. So we got that from payments monthly. Now our interest rate is 5% compounded monthly. So again, our rate is 5%, and our compoundings per year is 12 because it's monthly. And we're going to calculate a payment. So in your calculator, you'd say compute PMT, but because we're in Excel, we're going to say, I already have a formula here. It's going to come out and it's going to say each payment needs to be $460.59. And we can see that our I here is, we're going back to our Chapter 8 problem where we say, what's our periodic interest rate? Our interest rate is 4.17% per month. So I'm going to do that calculation the way that we did before. I is equal to J over M. I is equal to, well, again, here in Excel, I'm going to say equals 5%. I don't have to use the decimals here. I can actually be percent. Otherwise, you can put 0.05, okay, 5%, like we used to do in our calculator, divided by P per Y, or M. So 12, we'd say this is 0.004167. If I want to see that as a percent, I can go up here. I can make that a percent, add a few decimals. It's 0.5%. Okay. I'm going to do that. I'm going to keep it as a decimal, just because we're comfortable with that from before. All right, so now we've set everything up, we can actually now start doing our amortization table. So amortization table, we're going to take a look at every month and see how much interest we paid and how much is left on the loan. So first of all, I'm just going to set it up. I'm going to say 1, 2, and I'm going to say we're going to have 48 payments. So I'm going to do this 48 times. I put in 1 and 2, so create a little series. I go to the bottom corner until it turns into a little plus, and I'm going to drag this down in Excel until it gets to 48, at the little icon of 48. You can see how it goes from 47 to 48 here. Those are 48 values. Those are going to be my 48 payments. Now I'm going to put some values in and start actually creating an amortization table. So for the first month, how much do we owe at the beginning of the month? Well, we borrowed $20,000. So again, I'm going to put $20,000 in here as my starting balance. Now, how much interest was earned? So the interest amount, well, again, it's equal to, so we're going to formula, I'm going to start with an equals. It's going to be what our starting balance was, times, use the asterisk for times, our periodic interest rate. So that's why I calculated here, so I can actually just click on it and say that's what my periodic interest rate is. Because I'm going to drag this formula downward, and I always want this I to be cell C7 here, I'm going to press F4, which put dollar signs in, or you can just type in the dollar signs if you want. So what this says is, as we're doing this calculation for interest, it doesn't matter how far down in the spreadsheet we're going to use, we're just going to make sure it's always this cell, which is where I've calculated I. All right. third value is my payment. Well, I can see up here that I calculated a payment of $460.59. So this is equal to, well, payment $460.59. So that's going to be the size of my regular payment. All 48 of these payments are going to be $460.59. So my ending balance, all right, taking the values that we have here, I can say this is equal to, well, the balance that we had at the start plus $83.33. So at the end of the month, before I make a payment, I owe $20,083.33 because there was interest that was earned, minus, because remember we had a negative sign here, which means we're actually paying this $460. So $20,083 got earned as interest, $460.59 got taken off as a payment. So our ending balance is $19,622.74. I'm going to do a little analysis of it. So of this $460.59, I'm going to say $83 went to interest. I want to know how much went to principal. So I'm going to say change in principal. You don't have to add this column, but we're just going to have a little bit of a conversation with it. So equals, I'm going to say we had our $20,000 at the beginning. We subtract off how much we had at the end. The difference is how much we paid off on the loan. So we can see we paid $377.26. Well, our payment was actually $460, but we're having a $377.26 change in principal. Why is that? Well, this is equal to how much we had in interest plus our change in principal makes up that full $460.59 payment. Okay, so now we want to actually make it work for all the other payments here. So starting on the second month, because we paid some stuff off, our starting balance is going to be equal to what our ending balance was the month before. So we're starting with $19,622.74 on the second month. The amount of interest, well, if I drag that down, it's the same formula. So it's how much we owed at the beginning of the month times our C7. That's why I put it in, because when I drag this down, I want to go still reference this exact cell there. Our payment, well, if we drag this down, it's going to get weird from Excel. So I'm just going to, my payment is equal to the one above. So the payment for this month is the same as the month above. So it's $460.59. And my ending balance, well, here, the formula for here, remember it's how much we owe at the beginning plus interest minus the payment. So we do that here again. So I can just take this, I can drag it down, and I can see I owe $19,243.91 afterwards. And these two, we don't really need these, but I'm going to drag them down anyway, because we can see that here, because I had less interest that we paid, I'm getting more of a change in the principal. And still, the total amount between the interest and the change in principal is still that full $460.59. I can now take this and I can go to the third month. So I'm going to highlight them all. I'm going to drag it down one more. And I can say, okay, so at the end of month 2, we had $19,243.91 owing. So the start of month 3, we had the same amount owing. Now we paid $80 in interest, again, a little bit less because we had a little bit less than the month before, but our payment's still the same. So we're going to end up with a little bit more change in principal. And again, the interest plus principal is the same amount. So we now take this, we can drag this down the whole way, do all 48 of our payments. There, all 48 of our payments, and we can do the same analysis. We see there's a 22 cents off here, it's negative 22 cents. So really, we would adjust this payment by 22 cents. So instead of being $460.59, it'd be $460.35. Okay, so that we're not in the hole. So 460.35. Just got me. Oh, sorry. 37. Didn't do the math right. Okay. to get to a 0. But I'm actually going to do that because my calculator won't care at all. This is just because there's partial cents along the way that we're not keeping track of. When we do a little analysis again, I'm going to take a look. I'm going to get rid of, so I'm going to do the first 3, and then I'll do the last 3. So I'm going to get rid of a few values here. I'm just going to temporarily hide them. So I'm just going to hide them there. So first 3 values, you see that we're going from 20,000, a little less, little less. The last 3 we're going from 1,370 to 915 to only $458. And we can see that the interest amount for every payment is going down. Here, because it's almost paid off, we're only owing $458. We only have $2 in interest to pay. But because the payment is the same size, the change in principal is getting much larger. So the first payment we only paid off $377 of the loan, but the last payment, almost all of the $460 payment, $458, went into paying off the principal. So I'm going to, again, unhide these. So we have the whole amortization table. Really, an amortization table, we don't care about the last 2 columns of change in principal, although we might. But I'm just going to get rid of these so we have an end result what we're looking for. So starting balance, interest, payments, ending balance. We're going to basically use that calculation like we did before. And then we could do something like, if we're looking at doing taxes and we have 1 full year, so I'm going to take the second year. So this is 1 full year. So this is the first year. The second year starts here. I could say this equal to the sum of, well, I want to know what the interest amount is from the 13th to the 24th payment. I can sum those up, and we'd see that in that year we paid $657.80 in interest. Okay. Comparing that to if we did the first year, we're actually paying $894 in interest. And that's an amortization table.